You children, let's move on to the next part of the story. What happened to the reptiles? In your previous video, you all saw that Makara, he was the head of the crocodiles because he was strong and huge. What did he do? He asked the tortoises to leave the forest. Okay, then he had given them time till Tuesday, okay, because they are slow creatures. And then what was the reason he gave the others? He said, they are very slow creatures and they carry their shells on their backs, which he found to be weird, okay. Now we'll see what happens next. And by the following Tuesday, they were all gone. At first, the animals were sad, but then they realized that what Makara had said was true. There was more food, more water, and more space for them. But soon a strange smell began to fill the forest. It was the smell of rotting fruit on the ground, rotting animals in the river. This was what the tortoises used to eat, and even Makara had to go about holding his nose with his big claws. So, what happened now that the tortoises were gone? Everything, started to rot, and the smell was not, it was unbearable. Makara himself could not bear that smell because tortoises feed on these rotten fruits and vegetables and animals also, okay. So but then that smell was so much that everyone were fed up. Initially they were happy, but then they could not bear the bad smell. A month passed by, and then the same thing happened all over again. But this time it was the snakes. Makra wrote them one of his letters. They were to leave the forest, and since they could move fast, they had to go in a day. Okay, after 1 month, Makara would not keep quiet, okay? Next, he targeted the snakes. He wrote them a letter. See, he has sent them a letter. Okay, this is that letter. Leave the forest. And then he has signed Makara. So he wanted the snakes to leave the forest immediately because they go away fast. They crawl and they're very quick, not like the tortoises. So, but then the Naga, the leader of the snakes, he asked Makara for some more time. Okay, Naga, the head of the snakes, pleaded for some more time, but Makara would not give in. At the meeting, he silenced the others, the lizards and crocodiles, with even louder shouts and threats. Snakes are slimy. They make funny noises. Who wants such weird creatures around? Again, no one dared to disagree with Makara. And so the snakes left. Okay, what happened? They had a meeting wherein it was decided that the snakes would leave immediately. And what did he tell about the snakes? He said they are slimy and they make funny noises. That is the hissing sound of the snakes. And that was weird according to him. Okay. So he said, nobody was like, the other creatures, the other lizards and the other crocodiles would not dare to open their mouth. Even if they tried to, he would just shout at them and he would threaten them. Okay. He would, literally blackmail them, saying that you dare not open your mouth. Okay. He was very powerful and strong, and nobody had the courage to disagree with him. For a while, the animals of the forest were happy because they had been a little afraid of the snakes. You never know when one of them might lose his temper and spit some venom at you. And it took only a poison to kill you, after all, a little poison, okay? So, in a way, the creatures were relieved that the snakes went away because was scared of snakes. When they get angry, they might get angry anytime and they might spit venom at you, and you may even die because of that. Okay. Now, after the snakes went away, let us see what happened after that. A few weeks passed, and the animals of the forest looked tired and fed up. The rats! Now that there were no snakes to eat them, the rats had taken over the forest, and they were having a wonderful time. They were everywhere on the trees, in the grass, and the bushes, on the ground. They ate up the eggs of the lizards and crocodiles. There would be no babies that year. Makara's own nest of eggs had been chewed up. Okay, the animals thought they could live aram se without any problem now that the tortoises and snakes had gone away. But then they were in for more trouble because the population of the rats increased. Okay, there were rats everywhere. You know it was literally filled with rats only, and they ate up everything. Rats chew up everything literally. Okay, so even the eggs of the lizards and the crocodiles, Makara's own eggs were also gone. Okay, so they didn't know what to do. Now he's thinking of another plan. He calls a meeting once again now. Then Makara had a great idea. He called a meeting of the crocodiles and said, "Wouldn't it be wonderful if we, the crocodiles, would have the whole jungle for ourselves? No one but us. These lizards, now just look at them. They have the strangest habits and some of them even change color. How can we trust someone who's green one minute, red the next? Let's get rid of them." See, Makara did not, he did not try to find a solution for the problem which was already there. Instead of finding a solution, he gave another idea, saying that let's chase away the lizards also. So only we crocodiles will be left in the forest. The whole forest will be ours. There'll be so much of place there, and we can literally, have the entire forest for ourselves. So instead of finding a solution, he gives them, he creates another problem actually. By now, the crocodiles were really scared of Makara. So they clapped and cheered, okay, just because nobody had the courage to speak up against his decision, okay. So they just, without any choice, they just clapped and cheered. Makara was pleased, okay. The lizards left the forest, some with their babies on their backs. See, the baby lizards are going on the backs of their mothers. Okay, so this is, in a way, kind of domination, okay. Makara is dominating everyone there. But now, when life would have been wonderful for the crocodiles of Pambupatti, all kinds of awful things began to happen. To begin with, the rats grew bolder day by the day. They became so fearless that they jumped and turned somersaults on the crocodiles' backs, and there were too many frogs. They seemed to be growing larger, and there was no one to eat them but the crocodiles. These huge frogs began to eat the baby crocodile and the insects. Now that the lizards were gone, there were millions of them, growing bigger and nastier by the day. Okay, so, according to Makara, the forest should have been better place now. Now that the lizards and the tortoises and the snakes had gone away. But things had got worse, okay? Already the rats were giving trouble to everyone. Then the frogs, next it was the frogs, okay? The rats would eat up, whatever they found. And then the frogs, they started attacking the crocodiles themselves, okay? So then insects, what about the insects? The lizards were the ones who feed on insects. Their population also had increased, and it was getting nastier, it was getting irritating, okay, day by day. It was a terrible time for the crocodiles. They couldn't understand what had happened to their happy forest home, okay. They thought, things will be peaceful. They listened to Makara, the crocodiles, but things got worse. Then, one day, a squeaky little voice piped up at one of their meetings. "We know why the forest has gone crazy, don't we?" Okay, somebody finally had the courage to speak up. Okay, it was a small baby crocodile. Suddenly, everyone was silent. They looked at Makara fearfully, but to their surprise, he looked nervous. He shook a rat off his tail and asked the small crocodiles, "Why, little fellow?" Okay, so what happened? A small baby crocodile asked, he was very frank and bold. He just asked, "You all know why the forest has become such a mess, don't we?" So, and the other crocodiles were scared and they were looking at Makara's face. But then Makara was nervous. Okay, he knew he had done the wrong thing. So he just shook off one rat which was crawling on him. And then he said, "Why, little fellow, it all began with a tot." Okay, he just spoke. That crocodile said it all began with he couldn't complete the word tortoises. Okay, said Makara. "There's no need to talk so much." Makara did not want to admit he was wrong. Okay, this is the main point here. Okay, but it didn't matter. All the crocodiles knew how now that he was not at all that strong and powerful or always right. They sent urgent messages all over the place for the tortoises, snakes, and lizards to come back to Pambupatti. And what a great day it was when these creatures came back, family after family, with their little ones on their backs or straggling behind, shouting at their parents to wait for them. So once, this baby crocodile opened his mouth, the other crocodiles also, they got some courage to go against Makara. Makara he didn't admit that he had made a mistake, but then these crocodiles just did not care for him. They did not bother about him. They just sent messages to the other friends, okay, the tortoises and the lizards to come back. And then the whole population of them came back, okay. The baby lizards are still crawling on their mothers, okay. So that is how all the other creatures came back to Pambupatti. Then, in 2 months, the forest was back to normal. The rats disappeared, and the insects and the smell and the world finally went back to its familiar old self. Okay, so it took some more time, okay, for the situation to become normal. Okay, all the this whole thing is about the food web or the food pyramid which you all have studied about. Okay, one creature depending on the other creature. So if there is no one to eat the other one, the population will be disturbed. Okay, it will go too much. This has been made, it's a natural phenomena. We can't blame anyone for that. We can't say, okay, see, this creature is eating up this, so sad for this. Nothing like that. This is part of the nature. Okay, and Makara had disturbed that food web, the food pyramid. Okay, and what is the result of that disturbance? There will be chaos everywhere. The population will go uncontrollable. There won't be anything to control the population. So finally what happened? All the other creatures came back, and then everything was normal and peaceful in Pambupatti. Well, Prem, said the old man, have you fallen asleep? Did my story send you off to dreamland? Okay, so children, you all know that the old man who took care of Prem, he's telling him this story. Okay, so he's asking Prem, have you been listening? Okay, and Prem was like, I shook my head. No, grandfather, I was just thinking. I didn't sleep. He says, I didn't go to sleep. I was just thinking. Maybe it's time I went back to my own village because I have a story to tell them. What if they don't listen to me? Okay, Prem understood the moral of the story. That means all people should live together. Okay, there is no point in fighting with each other because each one is dependent on the other in some way. You may require somebody's help when you need. So you cannot, chase away someone else saying that I don't want you, you're so irritating and all that. So we humans also should learn to live in harmony, just like these creatures. Okay, but then Prem was thinking, I'm just thinking to go back to my, village and tell them the story so that they can understand that, there is no point in fighting with the other person on the basis of caste or something, saying that you are of a higher caste, I'm of a lower caste, and all those issues. Okay, but then he has a doubt whether they would listen to him. Okay, so he's asking the old man, I'm just thinking about that. Even if I tell them the story, do you think they'll listen? But then what the old man says, we can only keep at it, my son. Tell these stories again and again to more and more people. Some of them may laugh at you or say stories and say your stories are not true, but they may remember them one day and understand that each of us has a place in this strange, funny world of ours. Okay, so the old man says, see, it is up to you. You tell them the story. It is up to them to listen to it, and understand the moral behind that. Some will laugh at you. They may say, what a story. This is all bakwas. This is all rubbish. We can't believe all this. But then at least you will be happy that you have told something good to them. And following it is it's a matter of their decision. Okay, what they have to decide. But then everyone has a place in this world. Okay, nobody, this world is not for one person. It is for everyone to live, and we should always live in harmony without fighting with each other. Okay, that is the moral of this story, children. I have completed this. Okay, as you all know, this story is written by Zai Whitaker. A very interesting story. I hope you all liked it. Thank you. I'll send the notes in the Google Classroom, children. Thank you for watching. Thank you.